And welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the fabulous Arizona Center.
And as you can see, one of our favorite people is here.
With a pile of feathers and all kinds of goodies.
She keeps bringing feathers.
I know.
But we've got Courtney Fay Long. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, Marshall.
So you want to hear a funny story? When Courtney was introducing me to a couple people at our open house party, and she introduced me as Melissa Shore. And I didn't correct her. Like, I was just like, okay. And then she was like, asked me about it. I was like, I've been called worse before. It's fine.
What I love, it's like, another husband?
Yeah.
Another husband? Another husband? Another husband?
So
okay.
Funny. And then
So you're up to 7 now?
Yeah.
I was just staring at Melissa, and I was like, that didn't feel right.
I know, she was
Melissa
like,
Farley.
That's not right. No, it was funny.
No, and people assume a lot of times that we're married.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, today we are celebrating Bisexuality Day.
Okay.
It's coming up in a few days on September 23rd. It's also known as Bi Visibility Day, also part of Bi Celebration Week. It's tongue twister.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're celebrating bisexuality, pansexuality, omnisexuality, sexual fluidity, and I'll explain those a little bit more. And so today, we're going to clear up some myths, because there's a lot of myths that still float around bisexuality. So the best way to clear up myths is with a game. You each get a paddle.
Oh.
I'm going to be flashing some cards, and you can choose thumbs up for true, thumbs down for false, and everyone at home, please play along.
Okay.
And so it's not a test. It's okay if you get the answer wrong. Most people do. That's why we're doing this, to spark a conversation.
Okay.
Sound good? So it's going to be fun. And you get prizes.
Ooh.
Yes.
I like prizes.
Okay, let's start with the first one. You can tell if someone is bisexual by who they're dating. False. Correct. You're correct. Bisexuals are everywhere. Or I could say they're hiding everywhere. Oh.
I will say that's true.
Oh.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. And so you can't tell if someone's bisexual just by looking at their partner. And this happens to me often because I'm in a primary partnership with a man and I'm bisexual. And people all the time will just assume that I'm straight. And so it's just something to keep in mind that bisexual people are everywhere. There might be someone in your own life that you don't know is bisexual because, you know, it's not necessarily advertised. So it could be your neighbor, your friend, a family member.
Or they may not even know themselves at the moment.
That's correct. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, you're doing great. Oh, you get a prize. Let's start with some glasses, shall we?
Okay. Here you go, Marsh.
All right.
And we've got blue, pink, and purple, because those are the bisexual flag colors. Okay, next, true or false? Over 50% of the LGBTQ plus community identifies as bisexual. Over 50% of the community identifies as bisexual.
Sure, why not?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
Just because I know you were going to say yes.
It is true.
Ooh.
Wow.
True. Melissa gets a prize. Before I explain, how about we'll start with a boa? Sorry, Marshall.
Oh, Marshall gets the one?
You do.
Oh, I
do,
do.
Yeah,
'cause
you
you got
do.
it right.
So a 2023 Gallup poll surveyed over 12,000 adults and found 56 to 57% of those surveyed, or of those in the LGBTQ plus community, were bisexual. And it's actually increased in recent years because more millennials and Gen Zers are identifying as bisexual.
Okay.
Yeah, so bisexuals are actually the biggest group within the LGBTQ plus umbrella, but also the most invisible and hidden. Okay, next. True or false? Bisexuality is a phase that someone eventually maybe grows out of. False, you're both right. Woohoo! Okay, let's go with more boas so we can have more feathers float. I always have to clean up the set of feathers. There we go. Okay, some people actually believe that bisexuality is just almost like a stepping stone to someone becoming gay or lesbian, but actually bisexuality is a valid sexual orientation itself. And just like Marshall, you said someone might not know, some people discover it early in life. I knew when I was 14 or 15, but I didn't come out until I was 26. And some people discover it much later in life. So it's a valid sexual orientation. And interestingly, bisexual people can often face discrimination within the LGBTQ plus community and also in the straight world, because some people say, well, choose a lane, or you're not queer enough, you're also not straight enough.
Right.
Yeah. Thus why we have Celebrate Bisexuality Day. So thanks for playing along. True or false? Bisexuality can include attraction to trans and non-binary people. True, true. You're both right. You both get a bi flag. Woohoo! Okay, I've got a lot to say about this one, because this is a big misconception. Some people actually think that the term bisexual implies being anti-trans or anti-non-binary, because the prefix in bisexual is bi, which means two. So kind of an older definition of bisexuality was about, you look amazing.
I was like,
I love
Yeah,
it.
I can't do that.
Flag in the shirt.
well, I couldn't get mine to stick in my hair, so.
So an older definition of bisexuality was the capacity for attraction to men and women. A more modern definition is the capacity for attraction to more than one gender. So some bisexual people are very much open and attracted possibly to trans people, non-binary, gender expansive people.
Then what's pansexual?
So pansexual, sometimes people use that interchangeably with the word bisexual. It means attraction regardless of gender. Kind of like, oh, I just fall in love with the person, not their gender. Whereas then omnisexual is attraction to someone including their gender, or kind of being aware of their gender. Like, oh, I like people who, are more androgynous looking, or, so the definitions, I think, get really detailed. And that's why some people just don't like to define or label themselves. They're just like, I just love who I love and let it be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or why we also have the word queer nowadays, because it's more just of a general umbrella term that can include, anyone regardless of gender or sexual orientation.
Got it.
But I do want to share with you something that I think is really fascinating. So Marshall, if you'll hold this end, we're going to just draw out a spectrum. So this is how sexual orientation goes. And Alfred Kinsey,
I would say the Kinsey scale.
Yeah, the Kinsey scale. Alfred Kinsey researched this in the 40s and 50s and found that sexual orientation doesn't just fit into the neat boxes of gay or straight. So there is, at one end of the spectrum is someone who's completely only attracted to opposite sex. Right. The other end is someone who's only attracted to same sex. But what Alfred Kinsey found was most people fit somewhere along the spectrum. And some people think, oh, bisexuals are just like right in the middle, but everybody is different.
Right.
And then you add on, there was more research done by a gentleman named Klein that really expanded it to say, well, there's a difference between your behaviors versus your attractions versus your fantasies, and it gets really complex. But the idea is it's not about these little boxes. And I just say, love doesn't fit in boxes. Right?
Well, and so when I was in library school in Bloomington, I actually volunteered at the Kinsey Institute.
You're kidding.
So,
cool.
So it was a great place to volunteer and help the collection.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. And if you want to discover more about bisexuality or just generally sexual attraction, this book just has blown me away. I read this many years ago by Lisa Diamond. She's also a PhD researcher, and she did a 10-year longitudinal study of women's sexual attractions. And she coined the term sexual fluidity, which shows it's not rigid. There's a little bit of kind of like wiggle room, and attractions can change over time based on circumstances or who someone is around. There's a lot to it. Very complex. Okay, all right. Next, bisexuals are more likely to be unfaithful. Very common thought. Okay, you're both right. False. What would you like? More glasses? A boa?
I say more glasses.
Would you like to
Exactly.
pile on some more
You know,
glasses?
it'll be like a Grace Jones video where we'll just kind of.
Okay, so bisexual people are just as faithful and committed as anyone else. The research has found
these are really blue. Sorry.
The
These are black
research
out
has
all
found there's no difference for bisexual people being more unfaithful than, straight people, lesbian, gay. And so that's just something really important to remember, that bisexuality is about the capacity for attraction to more than one gender. It doesn't mean that bisexual people act on every attraction, right? You see a movie star, you're like, oh, that person's hot. Doesn't mean you're calling them up and trying to have a date with them. So anyway.
And they wouldn't return the call anyway. So there you go.
Okay, and our last question, true or false? 50% of bisexuals prefer monogamy. True or false? 50% of bisexuals prefer monogamy, being with one partner.
Sure.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Woohoo! You both got it right. Let's go for more boas. Actually, since it's our last question, how about we do boas and flags?
All the things. Okay.
All of the above. Awesome. So 50% of bisexual people do prefer monogamy, which a lot of people are surprised by. And then 50% prefer ethical non-monogamy or polyamory, being with more than one partner with consent, all on the up and up, with agreements, not behind someone's back, but just all on the up and up. And this I have found really fascinating in my own journey, because in my own heart, I feel polyamorous, meaning I have the capacity to love more than one person at a time. I have also found it very challenging to navigate dating more than one person at a time. I have done it successfully sometimes in a complete mess. And but my partner and I, at the moment, we have made it work in our relationship where if I want to date a woman, that is totally welcomed in my relationship. And so it's, again, love is not one size fits all. Right. Love is an expansive experience, right? And so it doesn't fit into a box, but it's just really about each person, each couple finding what works best for them. And it's all celebrated. Yeah. You look amazing. Oh my goodness. Like walking bisexual flags.
Woo! Although what I do want to throw in a little bit of Arizona history that people might not realize. So basically the trans flag was designed right here in Phoenix. So when Monica designed that, she had just been talking to the gentleman who designed the bi flag, and that's what spurred her to go on create the trans flag. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
So Courtney, share one more time when the day is.
Yes.
And then also share where people can contact you and learn more about the work that you do.
Yeah, so the official day, the Celebrate Bisexuality Day, is September 23rd. Bi Visibility Week is September 16th to the 23rd. So we're in that right now. And then you can find me at my website, CourtneyFayLong.com. And I always have different free gifts on there. So hop on there. You can also find me on YouTube, all the social media platforms at Courtney Fay Long, except on TikTok, Courtney Fay 222.
Switching it up for TikTok.
Switching it up, yes.
Well, Courtney, thank you so much. It's always so fun to have you here. And this was such a great thing to do.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my, I just looked at the monitor.
He got a glance at himself.
Everybody looks like blueberries right now for me.
So I can even see through all those layers of plastic.
Oh my gosh, they're both so amazing. Thank you so much for your openness and playfulness and for celebrating with me.
Thank you.